hope everything is going well. How is it going, sir? How is everything going? Salim, Mr. Ken and Salim, how are you?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm fine, sir. And you?
Okay, great, great. So, let's just do a quick New York session just kicked in. What is the time now? It's 9:39, which means the first 30 minutes candle is what is breaking out of this um high right now. So that's pretty good. So let's see if price is going to push to this yellow area as the TP. I sent this setup yesterday. US 30 for the buy. So I wanted to buy above this internal resistance here. Because on the 1 hour time frame, I was seeing this break above this internal resistance. Um, so that's why I was selling, and it's did not play because we were out of session. So today looks like it's playing at New York session now. So this is the 1 hour time frame now. I sent the setup around this 1 hour candle when it was moving up to close above this area. So around this area, we can see there are sellers here, price push here a little bit, sellers push down, price go here, seller push down. And we kept resisting price around this area, this zone. And then so a close above the sellers means that the sellers are weak. And therefore, anything above this level is means that buyers should be in charge to be able to push price to the next level where sellers will be sitting. And this is like the next level where sellers are very strong. This looks like a supply area, and also resistance above it. And also internally here, I can see at this point, price drop into this area, middle here, and then buyers react, push price up. So this level here, and then this area is the same level. So price here, buyers push it up. Price come from up to the down here, moves below the buyers, retest or uses those buyers to push price to the downside, which means that anytime price come back to this level, sellers were supposed to step in and push price down. So the moment they failed to do so with this 1 hour candle as it was pushing up. Then I saw that, okay, the moment we close above them, there is a higher chance that buyers are going to step in again because previously buyers pushed the price from this point up. So the same thing. Once we got a close price consolidate, a little bit of Asian and then London session pushed up, then came down, and then New York session is trying to take it up higher. So let's see if it will hit let's say TP1. So let's just say here is TP1. Okay, so let's see. Now we have like almost, it's left with like quarter to the full TP. Okay. Um, I think I was holding a position on this trade. Let me see how much I'm making. Okay, so my position is making like $18 right now. Just one position is making like $18 right now. So let's see. Let's see if it's going to continue to push up more to um to give us that full TP or if it's going to reject. reject down. Um, the other thing I want you to look at, I mean, why this is I'm trying to buy is that US 30 is bullish already. We all know it's bullish, right? So I'm not going to go into that right now. But up to this um point here, up to this point, we can see we have a previous high here. Okay. This was the last important higher high area. And this is the 1 hour time frame. So we have this high, higher high. Then we got a higher low. Then but price fails to make a higher high. So it gives us another higher low, which is like equal lows. Then so let's say from here, price makes a new higher high around this point, right? A new higher high. So we have a higher high, lower high, or higher low, and then a higher high. So what should we be looking for? Before price will change the direction, we should get what? A lower low, which will be a break of structure. Okay. So this is the last important low, low that has given us this group of higher highs or double tops. Are you guys with me? Are you guys getting me?
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, you can see that I sent a sell on this PM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was because I thought that market have changed structure already.
No, from what I'm sharing with you, it has not
Yeah.
changed. I think it's
Mm.
because of that thing I saw that I'm trying to even explain the
Yeah.
structure. So we are looking at always be thinking about the higher time frame. Use the external highs. Okay, use the external highs. So this area is the last. This area is the last external low, and then this highs. This area is the last higher highs. So if there is anything you are looking for, you are dealing with this range. So I always teach you use your FIB to measure this range. Okay,
Yeah.
like this. Okay, so this is where you are now. Price gets here, it reacts to equilibrium 50%. Then it goes up again and comes back to react close to the 50%, but it is 38.6%. Even if you are taking this low, okay, this 50% low, which is this area, if you are taking this area as a new lower low and using even like this waking up here as a higher high, okay, this will be your new range. Are you following what I'm showing you?
Yes, sir.
This is going to be your new range. Okay, so inside this new range, let's study the structure inside this new range. We have price going up, making a higher high. Let me show it this way. Price making a higher high, lower high, higher high. We take this low out, but we go up and make a new higher high, which means taking this low that was taken out is a grab of liquidity. Because if this is going to be strong, dropping shouldn't have taken the last structure, and then going up shouldn't have made a new higher high. You understand? So right now we have this area as our recent lower high or higher low, and we have a higher high. Then we now get price dropping down, okay, to make a lower low, breaking this low, and then we see a lower high. Okay, then we see another lower low, okay, here, Okay. So what should happen is our last lower high, this lower high, that's this area. When price came here like this, okay, we shouldn't have gone above it like where we are. It should have stopped here. It shouldn't have taken the last internal lower high here. It should have just stopped here and then dropped down to make a new lower low. Then we will retest, make a new lower high, lower low, continue down, targeting the external structure, external low. Are you getting my
Yeah.
point? That
Yes,
is
sir.
market structure, price action. Okay, but then even if this you are using this as a break of structure, this low price take sweeping here as a break of structure, the
Yes, sir.
external low, which is here for this low, price retested deep discount. If you measure this range from low here to the top here, this is like 78 point, like 88.6%, close to 90. It's not even up to 100. Okay, so which means price dropped down to into discount. Okay, deep discount. So this is an area where smart people will be buying. So if price had taken this low out, then we will say that okay, this internal external low, okay, of this lower low here and lower high here has been broken, and therefore we are likely to see more drops. That's exactly what is happening on gold right now. I'll go to gold in a bit. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
then we will say that, but even that was not taken. It just came to deep discount. So if you can see, look at the structure here. Here we have this is a higher low, and this is another higher low. This is not a lower low. And then we are getting this point, another higher low. So if you are seeing the point like this, okay, it's higher low. Sorry, higher high, sorry. It's yes, it's higher high. This one is higher. This one is higher than this previous one, and this area is also higher than this one. So this is a bullish indication, intention. I hope you are getting it. Yeah, so
Yes,
this
sir.
is can explain if we want to use typical price action. This is what can explain. So the only thing that can change if you are even using this area here, if you are studying this area here, the only thing that will change this structure is if this supply zone is going to hold. Okay, if this supply zone is going to hold, then because this is like a fair value gap, imbalance here, then you see there is a rejection inside of this place. Let me go to the 30 minutes, you will see it well. Price is struggling to go about to break through that rejection because there is a lot of sell orders there. That area was an impulsive move to the downside. Okay, so it leaves an imbalance and price is trading into it and it's struggling. You understand? So if it holds, now volume is in New York session. If it pushes up and it holds inside of this area, from here, if we don't get a new higher high and price is to drop from this supply zone and makes a new lower low, taking out this structure, this area, this low, and possibly this low here. If we are able to do this, then you can now tell me that the structure has changed. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Any other questions?
No.
Okay. So until that happens, it is still bullish. So what will always help you is to use either the 1 hour or 4 hour higher highs, lower highs point to be looking at the bigger picture or the bigger structure. Okay.
Yeah.
But me myself personally, I've been looking at the 12 months time frame for some time. So you
Hmm.
can see this is the 12 months time frame, which is 1 year. So the whole of last year, um, Price made a low point here. It opened here, made a low, took the previous year's low, and then it made a full 1 year bullish candle. Took the previous year's low and then targeted taking the high, took it out, and then closed bullish, making can you all see the chart, the 1 year candles?
Yes, I'm seeing it,
And
sir.
taking the high, previous year's high, making a wick, a high. This signals like more buys, more continuation. But if we get a whole year candle closing bullish, let's say this was like a 30-minute time frame. What do you think is likely to happen? This new 30 minutes candle is likely to drop to retest this, at least, if for nothing, at least the high, previous high, that this, this candle took this high out. Okay, the high of the previous candle out. So this is likely to drop down to retest the previous high that was taken out before going up again. So the two ways. Once the candle open, it could just drop, 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 and come and target retesting the previous high that was broken. Okay, for like it's like resistance broken, so we have to test it for support. Okay, and then go up, or for any imbalances left, we have to test it and then go up. So it's either it comes to test the high, previous high that was taken out, or even target testing the open or the body, which is around down here, the body of the candle, the open. Okay, target either here or just the previous high. So these are the two things that mostly I've seen candles do. Okay, then or so it's either it opens and then just start selling and then come and do that before it continues to go up, because this is bullish. Or it will open, take the high of the previous of the current candle out, okay, sweep the highs out, and then drop to target the previous can any previous candles low or support around here, or even the open of this body, the candle. Okay, drop to target this area. So these are the two things or kind of options that if this was like a 1 hour or 30-minute candle, I would expect it to do before continuing to keep going up, 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 up. It needs to at least do some kind of a retest. So if we are looking at it from this perspective, if you move to 6 months, you can see that we have a series of candles closing. All of them are closing bullish, bullish, bullish. Okay, but before any candle will move up, okay, it always likes to make a wick down, okay, or retest the previous candle, okay, at least some percentage of the previous candle before it goes up, okay. You see, this one swept the low of about two, three, one, two candles, boom, before it moved up to close. The next one opened, made a wick to retest about half of the body of this candle, and then crashed all the highs. This one has opened, okay, there is just a small wick and price is still pushing up. So if it takes the highs at some point, I expect this to drop to either test either some percentage of the body of this candle or the previous highs level here that was already taken out. I hope you get my point. So this is on the long term. So in this year, I personally expect that there should be, and if you go to the monthly time frame, you will see that this is a previous group of highs here, which is a resistance. Okay, price breaks highs. It just makes sense that we should expect at a point price to drop to retest this area for support. Okay, and we see if it will hold and maybe and go up to make a new higher high, or fail the swing, drop more, drop more into deep discount, okay? Because if we are taking the 1 year, this is the low of last year's activity, and the high is at this point. So if we want to measure the low to the high, we need at least a 38.6% 0.2% or even equilibrium 50% or maybe 61.8% touch so that price will continue to go up. So at some point, Nasdaq, US 30, and then the S&P 500, all of them are going to experience this kind of pullback. Okay,
Yeah,
at
sir.
least to equilibrium. Yes.
Yeah, I have a question. Do
Mhm.
we just do this illustration of swing high, a field high?
Mhm.
Yeah, will it still go up after failing that high?
After doing what?
Do we just do this line that you say that the market can fail going up and come
If
deep
yeah,
down?
if it drops down to let's say 50% to retest this place for support,
Yes.
what it can do is it can go up and fail. So if it fail, it means we don't have a new high yet. So what it can do in the failing, and still once we don't have a new high, it means that the market can decide to keep dropping and target the low, the range, the low, which is here. Okay, but we know that from here, if it fails, the next
Mm,
target is if it gives equilibrium and then it fails to go higher. The next
yeah.
target is just deep discount, 61.8%, 78.6 or 88. Okay, because this is a 1 year time frame, and the thing is strongly bullish.
Mm,
So, well, it can happen, but I wouldn't expect the this asset to crash. Okay, I don't expect price to crash this area. It can happen, but I don't expect it to happen. Okay, so all that I can anticipate or I expect is maybe a 61.8% or 78.6%. Exactly what we see on BTC also. Okay, so this is BTC USD. Let's go to 12-month time frame on BTC USD. So um, the last year candle is the one that is red. Okay, after it opened, it came down. The previous year, which is 3 years ago, the candle broke these previous highs, which is it broke the resistance, so it broke it for a higher high. Then this year, last year, 2025, candle open here. The candle open here, okay, push down to make a wick, trying to retest the previous high that this candle broke. Okay, it didn't get it properly, but at least it made a good attempt. It came close to it. I hope you are seeing that. I hope you are seeing that.
yes, sir.
Good. It did that.
Go.
Then after retesting, it went up and made a new higher high. Okay. Then at some point, the price has rejected fully. Everything rejected, and the market came to close here with this kind of doji with a higher upper wick and then a lower wick. Okay, and then this year the candle has opened. We are just in the first month. This means that the market will just want to one drop to sweep the low of last year's candle, which is this low, properly retesting this resistance for proper support, because now we have a previous low here and then we have, sorry, a previous high here, we have a previous low. This is like an imbalance on the 1 year time frame. This area is all like imbalance. So price would want to take some portion of the imbalance, maybe sweep this low, boom, something like this. It might want to drop, to sweep this low, okay, and then
For
go
the
out, go all in out for the
best.
higher high, and continue to fill the wick to the top. That's one option. The second option is we saw price did the retest and then went all the way up and just rejected. This year's candle has opened. It could just continue to just make it up and target filling all that wick. That's all. And continue to go up just like that. You understand the point? So at least, but I will go for price at least giving us this kind of like sweeping the low of the of last year's action and then targeting the high, or maybe targeting the high and dropping down to target the low. It could just want to do anything. Okay, but if we go on the more lower time frame, like 6 months, yes, we see uh, a new bear, and we see this as a bearish candle. Okay, and price has chance to even retest the body or the open of this bearish candle and still reject to drop down. That can also happen. If we go to, let's say, 1 month, let's say 1 week, if we go to the 1 week time frame, if you look at the structure of price action, the last lower high or higher low is this line, this point. This is last year's low before price went up. Okay, so last year, this is the low price made before it made this higher high. Okay, so if you use your fib to measure this to the top, price is tapping into 78.6%. This is deep discount.
Yeah.
Until
Yeah.
this low is taken out, we don't have a break of structure, or sorry, we don't have an external break of structure for price to
Yeah.
go bearish.
Yes,
So
sir.
two things, price could come and take this for just liquidity grab and then go up, or price could come and take this low out for an external break of structure for a more bearish move. Okay, so these are the two ways when a new high or low is trying to be taken out. But from what we have right now, we just got 78, 80% retracement. Okay, so there is everything, there is, I mean, it's everything makes sense for price to want to make a new higher high. Okay, everything makes sense unless it wants to just give us a different pattern. Now, what pattern can it give us? We have a previous high and then a higher high. Then we have a previous lower high and then we have a new lower high. The only thing this price can do is if it pushes into somewhere here and then it fails to go more higher, then what it can do is if it drops to take this low out, this is going to seem like, okay, now we are confirming the bearish structure because most people will argue that this area is a break of structure. Yes, we have like a higher high, then this was the low, last low. This, I see this as a higher high because a body candle close above like this wicks, and I think this even the wick of this one was higher than this area, the highs. So you can say this is a higher high, but I see this as an internal lower high. This area as an internal lower high. This is the external one. So break of this area is still a break of structure. But how are we going to make sure the internal break of structure is going to hold? It will only hold when price make the pullback or the retest and then it fails to give a new higher high. If this happens, then we will know the internal structure is holding. Okay. And if that is to happen, the market is trying to print a head and a shoulder. Okay. A left shoulder, neck, a head, and then price testing a neckline and making a right shoulder. If this happens and we see price breaks here, this is what we call reversal. We have to expect a retest of the neckline or the trend line here, and then price should dip down more. I hope you understand. So this is price action. You understand? Price action. So we have to be watching carefully to see what it is telling us. What it is telling us. Right now, it doesn't tell us anything. So until it reverses around this area, properly giving us a head and a shoulder, and then dropping down to break the second another structure. If that happens, then we know that okay, the thing wants to really go bearish more from the bigger time frame. Okay, so but let me go back to where was I? Where was I? I was at US 30, right? Good. So let's go back to it. 30 minutes time frame. Okay. So any question for now? Wanted to take a trade, not just to teach or learn, but I'm just trying to respond to your questions. Yeah, so you see, we are getting the TP should hit. The TP should hit. Let me see. Okay, so my trade is in $30 profit right now. And I'm trying to let me show you a trade. I'm trying to buy USD JPY also. I'm trying to buy USD JPY, but it's just at entry right now. It has not taken off. Any more question? I want us to look at the trade for the week. The Euro USD, GBP USD trade. That is the trade we're all taking. So this is it. Sorry. Okay. US 30, DJ 30. Just one position is $33 right now. Okay. And then these are my new positions on USD JPY
That the lowest low size.
for 0.10.
Yeah.
Yes, on my broker, this is the way it is, the lowest lot size. But on
Oh,
others, it can be 0.01.
yeah, mine is 0.01.
Yeah, on mine is 10, 0.10. Okay. So so that's it. It's just simple. Yesterday, I was also trying to sell from this level because I was anticipating. So I was in profit. I got the when I saw your setup for the sell around here.
Yeah.
I sold from here. I was in profit. I just didn't close, and the market came
Even
back and tried closing above here. Then I saw that no, the market
yeah,
is telling us it wants to go up.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I changed the setup because I was trying to sell below this resistance. I was trying to sell below this support. Sorry, below the support. Okay, because buyers are at this level. Below them, sellers should be in charge. It's just simple, simple like that. Okay. Um, who else do we have in the meeting?
No, nobody is there. It's
Okay,
only me
okay,
and
okay. So I think second also left. So let's see. Yeah, this is the USD JPY. Our previous setup trade was successful. And now we see, so you can see that this is the 30-minute time frame. That where our TP hit for the previous trade, this I put a blue line here. It if I take it back, it is a resistance level back. Okay, if I take it back. Okay, so we have that resistance level, and when price got there, we see this reaction. So above it, we can see price pushed up more, right? Then price
yeah.
now dropped, and below it, we could see that after dropping, it retested below the blue line. Let me make the blue line big, a little bigger. Below the blue line, you can see that price came below, retested it for resistance and dropped more. Now, if price now comes around here, drops, around here, drops, around here, then we see a big bullish 30-minute candle pushing above this sellers, internal sellers here. But my confirmation to buy is I want to buy above the blue line. Okay, so above the blue line, if I'm in a buy, I'll be holding the buys. Okay, below the blue lines, price is more likely to sell. But then USD JPY is going to be buying as long as the DXY is bullish. So we can see this is the DSY. DSY pushed up and touches this area of resistance here, and we are seeing a bearish rejection or reaction. So if it's able to push up and break this area and continues being bullish, USD USD JPY is going to also be bullish. And there is this the J the UN index the UN index, what's the name? JPYX. Good. So this is the JPYX. The JPYX is very, very, very bearish from the higher time frames. So if the JPYX is falling, is bearish, okay, it means that the yuan currency, the Japanese yen currency, is weak. So if the Japanese yen is weak and the DXY is bullish, the DXY is going bullish, then it means that USD JPY is going to be bullish. The US dollar over the yen is going to be going up. So these are the I mean these are the reasons behind why I keep trying to find buys on USD JPY, aside the technical analysis or the structure. If we even look at the structure, we have higher high, lower high, higher high, lower high. We have a new higher highs, and we have some kind of a lower high. You might see this area as a break of structure, but that's why I said if price is just hitting here for it to drop down and give us a new lower low, then it means this setup is not going to hold. Okay. But then the moment price closes above this blue line, that's it. It's just going to be like the US 30. Price closes above it, that's it. It's going to reach out to the next external resistance. Okay. So that's the context surrounding the trade. Okay, so I can see buyers are above this blue line, they push price above. Below it, sellers should be in charge. So once I get a close above this area, boom, I should be holding my buys. It's just simple.